Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the greatness of Hot Springs Village, Arkansas and the surrounding areas. People, places, experiences. Hot Springs Village is one of the most beautiful places on earth. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and my co-host Dennis Simpson as we engage in weekly conversations to explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Today's show is brought to you by Central Arkansas's favorite radio station, KVRE. Find them on the dial at 92.9 FM. Stream them live at kvre.com. RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village. The award-winning RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village is the largest real estate office inside the village with over 30 full-time agents and support staff. Visit them to learn more about this beautiful place to solve your real estate needs. Call them today at 1-800-364-9007. Find them online at explorehsv.com. They are RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village at 1-800-364-9007 or online at explorehsv.com. Ike Eisenhower State Farm. Ike and his award-winning team have been serving the insurance needs of folks all around Hot Springs Village since 1998. Ike has qualified for State Farm's President's Club, Chairman's Circle, and Hot Springs Village Insurance Agent of the Year. Call Ike Eisenhower State Farm today at 501-984-4100. That's 501-984-4100. Find them online at ikeeisenhower.net. Call them today for all your insurance needs because, like a good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower State Farm is there.
With Mr. Mike from Brookhill Ranch. Mike, how are you today, buddy?
I'm great, Dennis. Thanks for having me back on.
Well, we were just talking about stuff before we hit the record button. My uncle, who was the president of the Arkansas Bluegrass Association for a few years, passed away. He was a professor at UCA and just a fascinating guy. Traveled to Spain to teach himself Spanish, traveled to Mexico, all over the world. Well, guess what? He has a lot of interesting stuff that I just can't bear to let go of. My mother brought a package of, there's these discs. And I said, what do you mean disc? Now, I've been a techie since I was, this tall. And she said, well, there's this disc and it looks like some kind of tape in there. These are 2-inch wide masters that they recorded in the studio.
Wow.
50 years ago. How on earth do you even, I can find a device to play them, but where do you find a 2-inch Studer Realvox to play things?
Wow.
But it's too cool to let go of, right, Mike?
Absolutely. I know we're going to talk about the market today, but in personal family history, my dad worked for NASA for 32 years and told all these amazing stories. And I've got all the 8mm film of him working on the actual Apollo spacecraft, the lunar rovers, all this stuff directly involved in manned spaceflight. And they're on the 8mm disc that you're saying. Mm-hmm. And I've had a lot converted to digital, but then you still want this thing, this disc. And so I identify with what you're saying there. No,
man, I get it. Because when you were bringing that up, I thought, I got to tell this in just a minute. But when you have stuff like that, sometimes, how shall I say it? Sometimes you have to work on the acquisition side of the stuff, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have a lot of stuff. And that is one of the big reasons that we have the Brookhill market. That building there in the photo you're showing it's one of our oldest buildings at about 50 years old. And we started sharing that stuff with our friends, with our neighbors, and letting them come out in the fall and see the ranch. And so little too much can be hard on the man's mind, but at times you look around and you say, I think our friends would enjoy this. Let's invite them over.
Well, I got to say, is this a checkerboard? Is that what this is?
No, it's a butcher block. It's a homemade, handcrafted butcher block. The gentleman would put your family name in it, cutting blocks, charcuterie boards. It's all handcrafted. And that's the thing about the Brookhill market is it's 60 to 70. The last count I got was 60. I think actually it's closer to 70 boutique vendors. I know Daniel and Alana Owen.
Oh yeah, sure, just down the street from you.
Joey Clampett over at Clampett's, Riverside Grocery bringing their food trucks out, local vendors that showcase their local boutique handcrafted products, and it's a great time to see the ranch. We are very proud of what the Lord has given us, and my team, the operations team, work really hard to keep the place manicured and beautiful, and to then let our neighbors come and see the ranch and see local vendors and experience all that there is to experience. It allows our neighbors to say, "Oh, that's what those guys are doing. That's who Brookhill is," in one of the many capacities that we are in.
Well, let me ask real quick, what dates are those again? What date is the Brookhill Ranch?
October 20th, Friday, October the 20th, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. that Friday night is mocktails at the market. And that's fancy drinks with little, mint and things that I just want a bottle of water, but the ladies do really fun stuff with that. Saturday, October 21st, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the main gate, which is located right here below the Glazy Po gate, is where we will direct everybody into. It's $5 at the gate. Come in, shop, Christmas presents, support local vendors, enjoy the picnic tables and the decorations and the kettle corn waffling through the air and the fire pits and the music. It's like a Hallmark movie, I promise.
You paint a picture, my friend. But whoa. It's a Hallmark movie. Is there a dog?
It is pet friendly. If your pet is friendly, bring your pet. We have people walk around with their dogs, and it's just a unique gem. And we started the market about 5 years ago. It's taken off. Our family and the call that is on our life and an attitude of excellence and really great customer service has allowed our vendors to see that, and they literally call us asking if they can come be a part of the market. And you do the right thing in customer service, and it's missing in so much of society, and our vendors and our guests, they get to see that. And I'm telling you, it's a great weekend.
I heard a guy say one time who was a expert, and they said, "What happened to customer service?" And he said, "We killed it." And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "We got so efficient that we killed customer service."
Yeah.
We didn't hone in on, okay, what color would you like that on? Would you like me to hand engrave your name on this butcher block? Would you like me to make this special for you? And my God, these are really great photos. Let me some of the vendors here. You say roughly 70 vendors?
About 70 different vendors. Let's see, I'll read some to you.
Now, let me make sure. Now, the kettle corn is calorie free, right? Or at least guilt free. Is that correct?
Whatever it takes to put you in a bag of kettle corn today, sir. I'll be like the guy at the car lot. What is it going to take to put you in that car? I don't actually make the kettle corn. That gentleman there does, but we've got fires in the fire pits. We've got music playing, the kettle corn, and the other vendors that are cooking or doing their things. And to activate all of your senses, you step out of the car and you say, what is this place? We work hard to do that. The images, really? When you pull in the gate, the different vehicles that we've got around, it's great. So if you need to hear it, we'll feed you hay. We have hay. That we have pumpkins. We've got the kettle corn, whatever. That's my son right there at our beef booth.
So we can buy literally local beef from the ranch, right?
Absolutely. We actually have another beef vendor coming. She does. Her name, their last name is Span. It's Span Farms from South Arkansas, and they raise poultry and pork and beef. And so we're not even in competition with them because we want to support the local market. And if I don't, Jennifer Span is her name. Yeah. If I don't have it, she does. And just being neighborly and friendly. And, oh, look, they're selling T-shirts, but it doesn't fit. So I'll buy a T-shirt over here. It is a great time. No
need. Plenty to go around. Let me make note. Well, I think one of the issues with American's farmer today is that it's not for lack of American farmers working hard. that middleman gets to where they dictate and take so much of the cut. It's hard for each end of it. Even the retailers and the producers, when the retailers and the producers, in this instance, the same place, don't usually get to see each other and talk very much, right?
That's exactly right. And, COVID helped reveal a lot of the gaps in supply chains, and folks were eager to meet suppliers of honey, of the t-shirt, of the beef, of the whatever, the flip-flops or whatever they were looking for. And as our society type, it shifts to people wanting to have those relationships, it has actually helped. It's helped to your point that there are not a lot of middlemen in that, and the consumer, in my instance with beef, gets to say, I know the guy that did the whole process from the dirt all the way up.
I can drive you by and show you where the dirt is. They grazed this cow and we're going to have tonight.
Exactly. These folks in the photo here at Color Streak that hand make all of their pins and engrave them and make them special. So if you have a graduation or you have a retirement or you want to give a gift to your friend with their name on that, you are meeting the source that's making that. Wow. And so it's a great time to showcase these local vendors and their excellent product, and people that are just trying to follow passion and support the local economy, and they're the local brick and mortar guys.
My goodness. So tell me again, because I know we're going through this quickly. We'll reference back to the website in a minute. Give me again the dates, the 20th and the 21st.
It is Friday, October the 20th, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday, October 21st, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay. And live local honey. Oh my goodness. How can my mouth water looking at photos? What's the deal, Mike? What are you doing?
Isn't that amazing? When we work hard to communicate that. I heard a long time ago that a picture is worth 1,000 words, but it may take more than 1,000 words to communicate the picture. And so to look at that, and that gentleman there from Bradford Honey, he's over in Hot Spring County. I don't know that the bees know where the county line is, so I still consider them local honey. He's got an unbelievable variety of different types of honey and gives the samples, and it's excellent. Amazing.
Picnic tables for everybody to sit around and enjoy, and beautiful fall weather. Obviously, these pictures are from last year. Is this kettle corn again, or what are we doing here?
That's the kettle corn gentleman getting fired up there in the morning time. The weather looks great for the next couple of weeks when the event is. Our colors are changing. The water's coming back, kind of filling up the ponds from the drought we had all summer. That's one of our, matter of fact, that's a gentleman named Rick Skaggs at I Am Brakes. That's his truck. I've known Rick for a long time. I Am Brakes is there in the village, and Rick brings his truck out here, and we get to use his truck and decorate around it, and people take photos, and we set the hay out and the pumpkins, and it's just a fun, beautiful day of shopping and looking around and seeing stuff.
I can't wait to tell this joke. Ever since I saw this a minute ago, I want to share a joke that, and I'll flip through the photos as we go. There's a old gentleman that had been working on a piece of ground, just an ugly, weedy patch. And he had turned it into a lovely garden. And he had the pastor come over and look at it one day. And he said, "Preacher, what do you think about this garden?" And he said, "Man, you and the Lord have really done something here." And he said, "Oh, okay." And he said, "Well, what do you think about these pumpkins?" And he said, "You and the Lord have really done something here." He kept thinking about how weedy it was and what a mess it was. And he showed him the gourds he was growing. He said, "Well, what do you think about these gourds?" He said, "You and the Lord have really done something here." He said, "Well, yeah, that's true." He said, "But you should have seen it when the Lord had it all to himself."
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Takes a little hand power to get it going, right?
It really does. And we have an area that the other day, it just slipped. I said, "Guys, we got to tame the wilderness back. We got to push that back, clean that up, open that up." And the fact is, by doing that, we're going to reveal a lot of dirt that is going to grow grass because the shade's been removed from it. Our horses, our cattle, our visitors are going to get more benefit from it because man got involved and perfected that little spot that we're talking about.
Really did. Everything needs a little management. The dear Lord put Adam in place, not just to eat the fruit, but to manage the garden too, you remember?
Absolutely.
Tell me about the cedar furniture here, because this is gorgeous. In my mind, again, I can smell that. I don't know why, but cedar and leather always kind of symbiotic to me.
It's great. I actually don't have the name of that specific vendor, but we have different working vendors out of the McFarland gentleman that has the butcher blocks and the charcuterie boards. Again, I don't remember the name of that specific organization, but in the different vendors that we have come, and they just showcase their product. This guy had benches and the bago boards. There's one of our little furry friends there. And so you never know who's gonna bring what product, but gosh, it's excellent. It's excellent.
It seems like it is. And okay, let's just say enough about Aussies, shall we? My goodness, those are smart dogs, and sweet.
I have a 95-pound Aussie at the house, tricolored, beautiful. So we are Aussie fans and just dog fans in general.
It's amazing, though. I personally, in my opinion, I think for the most part, puppies and dogs are angels covered in fur.
Hey, man, whoever called them man's best friend got it right.
They did. Man, I tell you, and I know we can't go through the whole thing, but oh man, fantastic food. These shots are great, by the way. Tell me some of the food trucks. You mentioned Alana, Joey. Who else we got?
Riverside is coming. I know those 3 food trucks are coming. I think there's a couple of more holding based on their other schedules they're trying to get through. And so we always have a number of food trucks that come out so people can come. The day it's a no pressure day. People come, shop, eat the food trucks, whoever that may be, sit at the picnic tables and enjoy a peaceful day out on the ranch. So like I said, Riverside will be here, Joey's will be here, Alana will be here, and they all offer a variety of different products, that hamburgers or hot dogs or whatever you may want.
And I think part of the thing is, and I just want to interject here real quick, I think part of the deal is this is far enough out from Christmas, you don't feel like you have a gun to your head to shop for Christmas, but it's a great place to do that, right?
It really is. And for the guys that are listening, I'll admit it's a great time to lie to your wife. Because you can go in. Oh, yeah. We have a whole lounge with a football game on for the men. So I would come in and get the lemonade and go watch the football game while my wife walks around. And as she tells me, oh, I'd really like to have this, I'm not buying that. And then when she turns her back, I sneak over and I grab it real quick. And so you can get the Christmas or the birthday and the fall presents and all those fun things while you're here too. And it's not something that you would see in a big box store.
Yeah.
It's unique. A local vendor from our state, and usually right here in this area, made it.
So you heard it here first, people. Mike McMillan's marital counseling tip. When your wife says she really would like to have that, that's the opportunity for you to go and get it, right?
We just celebrated our 19th wedding anniversary, and
Congrats.
After meeting in high school and all that, we've been together, knowing each other for 28 years. And I've still, if she sees this podcast, she's going to pick up on it. However, I've still been able to dismiss the little things that she says.
No.
Like, oh, I'd like to have that coffee cup. Babe, I'm not buying that coffee
whatever.
cup. And then later go grab it. And you were listening. But yeah, what did you think?
Mike, I don't know. And once again, thank you for being here. I feel like we're building a little rapport, and I really enjoy having you. You're wonderful to have you. I was just going to make note that as we kind of learn each other and you understand each other, you think, okay, well, here's my philosophy on life. It's real simple. Here's interpersonal relationships. You ready? 101. People want to feel heard.
Absolutely.
Period. I can't fix it. I can't make it better every day. But to feel heard, you were listening when I said that really is cute and I'd like that, as opposed to, yeah, honey, they're doing an instant replay. We're in double time. We're double overtime, No, honey, I heard you. Really, I did. Right.
Well, and when we first started talking about technology and all the different things, it can remove that. It can remove the ability of coming out to a local market and, turning your phone on silent and holding your wife's hand and sipping the lemonade and looking at the local vendors and just enjoying what the Lord's given us. And it may be hot, it may be cold, it may be rainy, it may be sunshine, but either way, it's going to be beautiful and be a great day. We anticipate the weather to be good. It looks good. That actually helps when the fall colors have changed. But either way, just doing that, holding someone's hand and letting them be heard and seeing those things, it makes for a really, really good day.
It really does. One more time, let's go through it with gusto. Brookhill Ranch, the 20th and 21st, and the best time to show up. What would you say? Is it better Friday night? Is it better Saturday? What do you think?
I honestly can't tell you. We're here the whole time.
Yeah.
And I honestly love every minute. I don't know that there is a rush any specific time that the parking lot is huge, overloaded. Midday Saturday is always a good time. If you want to be a part of the crowd, I would kind of speculate at that. But it just come and enjoy it whenever your schedule will allow, and see all that there is. If there's a lot of folks, you may not get to enjoy the picnic table by yourself. If you come early and there's not a lot of folks, you may get a little bit of privacy. We've got an area that we use for the summer camp called Vespers, and you get a view much like what you're looking at there over the ponds and over the ranch, and it's just peaceful. So the whole place is just fun. Two big buildings. We've got a 8,000 square foot building that we occupy, and then a 10,000 square foot building that we occupy. Vendors outside between the buildings and the food trucks. So it's spread out all over.
Well, let's go one step back. Let's talk about technology again. Okay. Technology, much like we have right now, is great, and it allows us to do things without having to go places. But you know what? Sitting at the picnic table with somebody else that you didn't plan on can be advantageous too. Maybe you'll meet some new friends you just hadn't met yet.
Absolutely. And when I first started with my father-in-law years ago, he had a cowboy named Leon Bates. The Bates family are still our friends, they're still our neighbors, and have great memories of Leon teaching me a lot of things about ranching and mechanics and all that. And I'll hope I never forget, Leon's phone was ringing one day, old flip phone, and he was clicking it and pushing it and trying to make it work. And he just closed it and put it in his pocket. And he said, "Mike, technology can be hateful." And I hear Leon's words every now and again. If you've ever seen Lonesome Dove and saw Gus McCrae, he reminds me a lot of Gus in his witty ways. And I hear Leon's words a lot. When the technology doesn't work, it can be hateful. So you know what? Let's leave it in the car, babe, and just hold hands and go shopping.
I love it. Mike, it is always a pleasure, buddy. Thanks for joining us again. We'll see you on the 20th and the 21st at Brookhill Ranch, okay?
Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Mike. See you, buddy.
Thanks for watching and listening to Hot Springs Village Inside Out, a weekly podcast starring Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. Visit the website at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com.